Before you begin your study abroad journey, you must first ask yourself the question of why you want to study abroad. Your answer to this question will largely determine how you will select your programs and where you will end up going. At Notre Dame, we see study abroad as very much an essential part of your Notre Dame education. It enhances your educational experience by allowing you to attend another top-notch university, to develop intercultural competence, and understand and learn about another culture. It helps you discover yourself and your place in the world, and along the way, it prepares you to be a global leader in the future. Study abroad will be a transformative experience unlike any other, and that's why you should put some true thought into it. On our website, you will find information about our new initiative, Study Abroad Compass. This is an interactive online course designed to help you better understand the study abroad process and determine which programs will help you achieve your goals. Once you have thought through your goals, you should have a conversation with your advisors and advising deans to see where study abroad fits into your four-year plan, so you know academically what you will need to take while you're abroad. The more flexible you are academically, the more options you will have in terms of where you can go. Then you should see a study abroad advisor to discuss all of your options and browse the website to get as much information as possible. Finally, you should also have a conversation with your parents or your guardian so they are comfortable with your choice. Please keep them informed of your decisions. Setting goals for yourself is a big step in helping you decide where to study abroad, and it will also drive your program selections. Academic goals are undoubtedly the most important consideration for choosing a program. If you are interested in conducting research while abroad, Galway, Puebla, Geneva, Rome, Hong Kong, and a few other programs all offer this opportunity. If you are interested in doing internships during your semester abroad, check out Sao Paulo, Shanghai, Berlin, Heidelberg, Rome, London. If you want opportunities for service and deep engagement in a local community, explore programs in Jerusalem, Mumbai, Dublin, Puebla, Rome, Santiago, Stellenbosch, Toledo, and Greece. And for every foreign language that Notre Dame offers, there is a study abroad program to support it. We ask you to be intentional, be bold, and be creative as you set your goals and select your destination. After all, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Before you start an application, you should check out the eligibility requirement for the specific programs you're applying to. When you visit the program pages on our website, click the Learn More and Apply button at the bottom of the page to find the program's eligibility requirements and additional information. You will not be accepted into the program if you do not meet the basic eligibility, so please do your research. Note that the language requirement needs to be met the semester before you go abroad, not necessarily at the time of application. If you don't meet the language requirement at the time of application, you will get a provisional acceptance. However, the same cannot be said about the GPA requirement. You must meet the GPA requirement during the semester that you are submitting your application. By the time you start your application, you should already know where you want to go, which semester works for you, and that you meet the basic eligibility for the program. The online application is very easy and straightforward. When you start an application, you will need to first select a program, and then it will ask you to select a term. Your study abroad application requires the approvals of your advisor and dean, as well as a rector reference. Please notify them that you are applying to study abroad so they know these approval requests are coming. A few of our programs also require academic or language references, in which case you also want to contact faculty. We encourage you to approach faculty who know you well for your references. Finally, you will need to complete an application questionnaire. This is the entirety of the application questionnaire with 5 questions. For question 1, we are asking you if you would like to be considered for the alternate semester of the same program if we are unable to accommodate you in the semester you applied for. Please only answer yes to this question if you are willing to accept a different semester. Questions 2 through 4 are short answer questions. They are the most important part of the questionnaire and where you can make the case for the location you've selected. We want to know that you have compelling reasons for selecting this location, that it is a good academic fit, that you've done your research, and that you know what you hope to accomplish there, and how you plan to be successful in study abroad. You may answer short answer questions in writing, limiting each response to a maximum of 300 words, or you may record your responses in video format. If you choose the video format, please limit your responses to 1 minute per question. You will be evaluated purely on the content of your responses and not on the production quality of your video or audio. Lastly, for question 5, you should address any issue that may hinder your acceptance or discuss any special accommodations you may need for study abroad so we can be certain that the program you selected will work for you. You are allowed to apply to up to 2 programs. You cannot rank them at the time of application. However, when the application closes on November 1st, we will send you a survey and ask you to rank them at that time. All students are considered for the program they rank as their first choice first. If you cannot be accommodated on your first choice program, you will be considered for your second choice. If you plan to apply for 2 programs, the expectation is that you are interested in studying abroad on both of those programs. Please do not apply for a program just as a backup. You should only apply for programs that you would actually be willing to commit to if given an offer. Fall term tends to have fewer applicants, so if you want to get into a competitive program, you have a better chance of doing so if you apply for the fall term. The GPA eligibility requirement is in force until the semester before you depart. And if you fall below the required GPA requirement, you may be withdrawn from study abroad. Students on academic probation are not eligible to study abroad, nor are students suspended for any other reasons. There are a few misconceptions related to study abroad that we want to address. The first one is the belief that the higher the GPA, the more likely you are to get into a program. This is not true. GPA is simply an eligibility requirement. For every program, there is a minimum GPA requirement, usually set by the host institution. You should always check this requirement before you apply. If you've met the requirement, you have an equal chance of being selected for the program as someone who has a higher GPA. When we select students for programs where there is limited capacity, all eligible students will be considered. We read your applications very carefully, and we want to see your compelling reasons for selecting the program, including the academic fit. We want to see that you've done your research and you really know why this is the right program for you. The second misconception is that if you apply to 2 programs, you will have less of a chance of getting into your first choice compared to someone who applies to only 1 program. This is also not true. We will always consider you for your first choice program first. As a matter of fact, most of our waitlisted students only applied to 1 program. When you apply to a second program, we assume it is an equally desirable destination as your first choice program, so you won't feel disappointed if you get your second choice. Otherwise, you should just apply to 1 program. Another myth about study abroad is that if you have had a community standard violation, you will not be accepted to study abroad. The answer to this question is not always as straightforward as a yes or no. It varies case by case. Study abroad requires students to be responsible citizens in order to ensure a safe and successful semester abroad. When a student has community standard infractions, it does give us pause and make us wonder if similar circumstances would occur while abroad. However, we understand that students make mistakes, and one mistake shouldn't deprive students of the opportunity of a lifetime. This is why it is important for students to be honest about the mistakes, to take responsibility for their actions, and more importantly, to assure us that they have learned from them. There is a section on the application where you can address any community standards violations if you choose to do so. The deadline for the online application is November 1st. Study Abroad will release decisions in January when the spring semester starts, and you will have 1 week to commit to the program or decline the offer you receive after the decisions are released. When you study abroad through NDI, you are considered a fully enrolled Notre Dame student, and your scholarships and financial aid will continue. You will continue to pay Notre Dame tuition, room, and board, plus a $750 study abroad fee. While you study abroad, Notre Dame will pay tuition to the host institution, pay for your housing, and provide you with a living stipend, as well as process your credits as Notre Dame credits. Notre Dame also provides everyone with a worldwide health insurance. During the entire process, you will have the support of the study abroad team, your deans and advisors, and NDI's risk management team. Study abroad will incur additional costs that you will be responsible for. Such expenses include round-trip airfare to your program site, visas and passports, and of course, personal expenses while abroad, especially personal travel, which can be costly. So it's important that you plan early. Funding for cultural enrichment is available through NDI, and you should check out our website for more information about this and other scholarships. We encourage you to contact us as you start to explore your study abroad options. You can visit NDI at 105 Main Building. As your study abroad program directors, we encourage you to be bold, be creative, and be intentional as you explore your international education options. And we are ready to assist you every step of the way.